So today I realized that growing up is really a necessary thing, right? Obviously, but there's a lot of things that people don't tell you about getting older that makes you feel kind of old, you know? Getting older is really a strange thing sometimes, man, because for me, I'm not even that old, man, and my birthday is actually around the corner. It's on the 16th of March and everything, and I'm actually excited for it, right? And it's got me wondering is that like what is considered old? Because there's a lot of people in life that I realize that it depends on like who you talk to. There's some like teenagers that call me old. There's like older people in their early 20s that will fucking make fun of me and call me old. But honestly, objectively, what exactly is old? Like for me per se, in my opinion, I say old is around like 45 to 50-ish range, you know? Like we're not super old yet, but we're middle aged or beyond middle age at that point, you know? And I consider us more wise and mature for a lot of people, at least, yeah, around that age. But there's some people, like I said, that are also immature as shit and they'll never grow up. Because I know a lot of people, even in their 40s, that act like children, and that shit really is kind of sad. So I guess we could all say that a lot of us in our 20s still feel like kids deep down in this cruel adult world, right? But there's a lot of things that got me like making me feel hella old already. Like I'm not gonna lie, when I was at working today, I met a kid who, because there's at my job at McDonald's, they have like like kids and stuff, right? That work there. And there was this kid that told me that he was turning 15 and he was born in 2010, and I'm like, what? Like, what the fuck? Like, I remember being 12 years old around that time, and the fact that a fucking baby from 2010 is already a teenager and already going through high school just kind of blows my mind, man. And I didn't even realize how much the time has passed sometimes. And it's not only that either. My nieces and nephews, right? Like, my oldest niece is about to be 17 this year, right? Because I became an uncle at a pretty young age, at 10 years old, right? And she is now 17, and this Friday, I'm actually going to her birthday party with, my older sister and everything and all her nieces and nephews. And I'm just like, damn, man, I remember when I was 17, like, damn, time really does kind of slip by if you let it. And it's fucking scary, man, because I didn't remember like anything like this happening so soon. Like, it feels like something like this would never happen to anyone, but it really does come up really quickly. What also doesn't really help is that everyone in my life is already becoming an adult. Like, pretty soon, like, everyone in my family is already going to be out of high school and everything, and all of us is going to be in the adult world doing our own things and shit. And that shit's kind of scary, you know? Because the only people I really talk to in my life now are my older siblings and my younger siblings, and that's about it, you know? And it's kind of sad, but, it's part of life, I guess. But, like, I just can't believe how, like, quickly this fucking day has come. Like, if I already feel like this now, man, already at 26, about to be 27 in a couple weeks, man, like, I couldn't imagine how I'd feel, like, 20 years from now from everybody else being kids, like the 20-year-olds and everything. Because, man, like, that will definitely give you perspective. And I could definitely see why a lot of 40-year-olds will look at 20-year-olds as kids, man. Because that is a long time from now. That's literally a whole nother, like, 2 decades. Now, I'm very sure I'm going to get some older people commenting saying, like, oh, just wait, it gets worse, But, like, obviously, I'm probably going to get those, but I think that even though we might be getting older, that we should still be at least be having fun, because there's some people who strangely believe that just because you're older now, that your life is over at like 25, man. Like, I also don't understand that shit either. Like, some people just stop living after a certain age, and I get it. Like, things, you get comfortable and shit, but like, there's some people who just stop going out, being proactive with life and shit, and I find that really boring, And I definitely do not want that. And I understand the people though who do have kids and everything, but like, I just don't understand those people who don't have children and stuff, and they yet to just choose to stay inside and just claim they're too tired all the time. Honestly, I feel like a lot of us really need to take care of ourselves a little bit better and not just be watching TV and sitting around all the time. One thing that also made me realize that I wasn't a kid anymore is when I finally went to go out and ride my bike and everything, right? Because I like to ride bikes in the spring when I can, and I thought that shit was, it'd be fun to go back to childhood with a bike and everything. And then when I went to go ride it, I was going down a fast hill. All of a sudden, I was getting kind of a little scared to go down really fast, because I'm like, holy shit, I can't really go down fearlessly like I used to, because now it feels like, you're thinking about a bunch of other things, like, holy shit, I can't get into a wreck because I'll go to the hospital and stuff like this, and like, you can't afford to pay the medical bills and shit. It's fucking awful. Like, it does make me wish there was a time where I wish I was naive of all of this stuff going on when I was younger, and having being a minor and everything, that that you wouldn't be charged any medical bills, which is kind of amazing to think about now, and it's really underrated in childhood that some people don't really talk about. But yeah, the fact that you also have to worry about it constantly, or else you might lose your wages and shit over it, is terrible. And the last thing I do want to say about getting older is that the fact that there's going to be different kids and everything that are going to be growing up in completely different upbringings to the point where the children's TV shows are entirely different. Everything is not familiar with what you used to when you were younger. And you won't be able to tell a TV show that you grew up with and they either may or may not even know it at all. Like there's the fact that there might be kids in the future that may not even know what like SpongeBob is in like the next like 20 years is kind of scary to even think about, man. And it does make you wonder how those kids are even going to function and what everything is going to be like getting older. But one thing I will say is that there are so many people that are scared of getting older to the point where like they think that turning 30 is like something mentally like exhausting. They're like, oh, my life is over, like completely over, that you're old as shit and stuff. I was like, nah, man, 30 is not that old, man. You know what's funny? 30 is not even half of your life over in the average lifespan. Like as long as you don't take life for granted and you're careful and you don't get into any type of tragedies and you take care of your health and everything, that we all can live a very long time, man. But don't ever take life for granted either, because there's a lot of things that could also happen to anyone at any time. Thank you guys so much for listening about today's topic. What's your guys' thoughts about getting older? Does it scare you? Does it bother you? Have you had some weird experiences already where it feels like you're getting old already? If so, feel free to leave it down in the comment section below. And yeah, there's a lot of things that are going to be different in life as we get older. The most thing I am kind of worried about is the prices the next 10 to 20 years. Like if prices are bad now, I could not imagine how bad they will be in the next like 10 to 15 years. Anyways, everybody, y'all take care, and I'll see y'all in the next one, so peace out.